settle comfortably now, allowing your body to find its natural resting position. There's no need to adjust or shift unless you feel called to. This is your time to simply be, to gradually release the accumulated tensions of your day. Notice your breath as it moves gently in and out, requiring no effort or control. Let each exhale carry you a little deeper into relaxation. Imagine with me now a single raindrop on a window, such a simple thing, yet filled with quiet wonder when we truly pause to observe it. This solitary droplet, perfectly formed, resting against cool glass. Perhaps it's evening, and the last light of day catches it just so, turning it momentarily to liquid amber. Or maybe it's morning, and the drop holds within its curved surface a tiny, upside-down world, a miniature reflection of everything beyond the window. This single raindrop has journeyed far to reach this moment of stillness on your window. It began as vapor, invisible and free, drifting through vast skies. It joined with countless others to form a cloud, suspended between earth and space. And when conditions aligned perfectly, it transformed again, becoming heavy enough to fall, tracing a unique path through the air until this moment of contact, this perfect pause upon the glass. Notice how the raindrop neither resists nor strains. It simply rests where it has landed, holding its shape through the natural tension of water molecules drawn to one another. There's a profound lesson in this effortless being, this acceptance of where we find ourselves in any given moment. The raindrop doesn't worry about the droplets that fell before it, or those that might come after. It doesn't compare its size or shape to others nearby. It simply exists in its raindrop nature, complete and perfect, just as it is. As you rest here now, feel how you too can release comparison and expectation, allowing yourself to be exactly as you are in this moment. Perhaps you've noticed how a raindrop on a window seems to breathe in its own way. It expands and contracts slightly with changes in temperature or air pressure. Sometimes it remains perfectly still, and other times it quivers with the vibrations of the world around it. Yet through all these subtle changes, the raindrop remains essentially itself, adaptable yet whole. Your awareness can be like this raindrop, responsive to the world, yet fundamentally unchanged by what moves through it. Thoughts may come, feelings may arise, but the essence of your witnessing presence remains, like the raindrop on the glass. Now, gently bring your attention to the sound of rain, if there is any in this moment in your world, or simply imagine it, that soft patter against surfaces, each drop creating its own delicate percussion. There's a natural rhythm to rainfall that soothes our nervous systems, perhaps connecting us to ancient memories of shelter and safety, while the elements play beyond our walls. This gentle symphony requires no conductor, no rehearsal, just the natural unfolding of water returning to earth. There's something profoundly calming about watching rain from inside a warm, dry space. The contrast heightens our sense of comfort and protection. As you rest here now, feel that same sense of being held in a safe container, while the busy world continues its dance beyond your awareness. You need not engage with anything outside this moment of rest. Sometimes, a single raindrop on a window will begin to move, drawn downward by gravity's gentle pull. It may travel alone, creating a solitary trail across the glass. Or it might encounter another droplet, and in that meeting, both are transformed, becoming larger, heavier, gathering momentum in their shared journey. Some droplets remain separate despite their closeness, each maintaining its distinct boundary. Others merge completely, their individual forms dissolving into something new. How like our own experiences these raindrop journeys are. Sometimes we move through life in solitude, forging our unique paths. Other times we connect, merging aspects of ourselves with others, or simply traveling alongside them for a time before our paths diverge again. There is wisdom in both solitude and connection, each offering its particular gifts. Notice if the raindrop in your mind's eye has a distinctive shape. Perhaps it's perfectly round, a tiny sphere defying gravity through the cohesive properties of water. Or maybe it's more teardrop-shaped, responding to the subtle pull toward earth. It might be small and delicate, or fuller and more substantial. However it appears in your imagination, allow it to be exactly as it is. Inside this single droplet exists an entire universe of molecular activity. Water molecules dance and rearrange themselves continuously, hydrogen bonding with oxygen in an intricate choreography too small for our eyes to perceive. What appears still from our perspective is actually in constant motion at the microscopic level. Similarly, within the apparent stillness of your resting body, countless processes continue, cells regenerating, blood flowing, neurons firing in patterns that support your well-being. Without your conscious direction, your wise body conducts this symphony of renewal. The surface of our imagined raindrop forms a perfect boundary between what is drop and what is not, between water and air. Yet this boundary is permeable. Molecules of water can evaporate from the surface, returning to invisible vapor. The drop may seem solid and permanent, but it exists in a state of continuous exchange with its environment, just as your own boundaries, physical, emotional, energetic, are not rigid walls, but intelligent, semi-permeable membranes, allowing what serves you to enter and what no longer serves you to depart. If you look closely at a raindrop on a window, you'll notice it acts as both a mirror and a lens. From certain angles, it reflects light, showing you a tiny, curved version of the world around it. From other angles, it magnifies what lies beyond, bending light to create a small portal of focused clarity. Your own awareness has these same qualities, sometimes reflecting back what is around you, sometimes providing a focused lens through which to examine life more closely. Both perspectives offer their own form of truth. As daylight shifts throughout the hours, a raindrop on glass becomes a changing play of illumination. Morning light might fill it with clear brilliance. Midday sun could turn it into a sparkling jewel, while evening's golden hour might transform it into amber. As night falls, perhaps moonlight lends it a silver glow, or city lights paint it with distant colors. The drop itself hasn't changed, only the light revealing it to our eyes. In similar fashion, different qualities of attention illuminate different aspects of our experience. The soft, receptive awareness of this restful state reveals subtle dimensions that busy, directed attention might miss entirely. A raindrop on a window exists in the space between worlds, neither fully part of the atmosphere from which it fell, nor integrated with the earth where it will eventually return. It rests in this liminal space, this threshold between states. As you drift toward sleep, you too inhabit such an in-between realm, no longer fully engaged with waking consciousness, not yet surrendered to dreams. This transition space has its own particular magic, where thoughts become more fluid, boundaries soften, and new perspectives can emerge without effort. Sometimes, when we observe a raindrop closely, we might notice tiny particles suspended within it, microscopic dust that served as the condensation nucleus around which the drop first formed. Every raindrop requires such a seed, a starting point for its journey from vapor to liquid. Similarly, our periods of rest and renewal form around intentions, however subtle. Perhaps your own descent into restfulness tonight has gathered around a simple wish for peace or repair, or the natural rhythm of release after a day fully lived. The raindrop holds its shape through surface tension, an invisible force created by the attraction between water molecules at the boundary between water and air. This same principle allows some insects to walk on water and makes it possible to gently place a needle on the surface of still water without it sinking immediately. Such delicate balances exist throughout nature and within our own being. The right amount of tension, not too much, not too little, creates structures that support life's continuous unfolding. The journey of our raindrop began far from the window where it now rests. Perhaps it evaporated from an ocean thousands of miles away, or from a lake nestled among mountains, or from the transpiration of countless leaves in a forest. It may have traveled on high winds, been part of storms, moved through changing pressure systems and temperatures before finding this moment of pause upon your window. Each of us carries such journeys within us, the long pathways that have brought us to this precise moment of rest. All that you have experienced, learned, lost, and found has created the unique constellation of being that is resting here now. If you look at many raindrops on a window, you'll notice no two are exactly alike. Some are perfectly round, others oblong. Some remain distinct and separate, while others merge into rivulets and streams. Some catch the light differently. Some move while others remain still. This varied community exists without hierarchy. No raindrop more important or valuable than another. Each one complete in its raindrop nature. Each one making its unique contribution to the whole. Consider how a raindrop, in its journey from sky to earth, touches so many things: dust particles in the atmosphere, currents of air, perhaps leaves or rooftops, before landing on your window. Yet it maintains its essential nature through all these contacts. You too move through countless interactions each day, touching and being touched by others, by circumstances, by the physical world around you. And like the raindrop, your essence remains changed perhaps, but fundamentally continuous with all you have ever been. When a raindrop finally leaves the window, continuing its journey downward, it doesn't disappear from existence. It simply transforms again, joining a puddle, seeping into soil, flowing into storm drains toward rivers and eventually oceans, or evaporating once more into invisible vapor that will someday return as rain. Nothing is truly lost in these cycles of transformation. The same water molecules that make up your raindrop today may have been part of ancient seas, prehistoric clouds, glaciers, or countless living beings throughout Earth's long history. There is profound rest in recognizing we are part of such continuous cycles. The pressure to hold on, to preserve things exactly as they are, can gently release when we understand that change doesn't mean ending, only transformation into new forms. The raindrop doesn't resist gravity's pull or fight evaporation. It simply follows the natural progression of its existence, moment by moment, form to form. The single raindrop on your window exists in perfect relationship with all the forces acting upon it, gravity drawing it downward, surface tension maintaining its form, air pressure and temperature influencing its behavior. It doesn't struggle against these forces, but neither is it merely passive. There is an intelligent responsiveness in how it adapts to changing conditions while maintaining its integrity as a droplet. Your body possesses this same wisdom as you rest, calibrating countless systems without your conscious direction, responding to subtle needs for balance and renewal. The clarity of a raindrop allows light to pass through it largely undistorted, yet it also bends light in unique ways due to its curved surface. This refraction creates the surprising rainbow spectrum we sometimes see in water droplets caught in just the right light. The entire visible spectrum contained in a single small sphere. Similarly, your consciousness holds remarkable capacity for both clarity and for transforming what passes through it into unexpected beauty. As the raindrop rests on your window, it is touched by vibrations too subtle for us to perceive: the distant rumble of thunder perhaps, or sound waves from voices or music inside the room, the low frequency hum of appliances, the movement of air currents. These gentle stimulations create minute ripples across its surface, a continuous dance of responsiveness. Your own resting body similarly registers countless subtle influences, the distant sounds of your environment, shifts in temperature, the rhythm of your heart, the flow of your breath. No effort is required to receive these sensations. Awareness naturally registers what arises without needing to grasp or analyze. If you were to touch the raindrop with your fingertip, it would immediately respond to your warmth, perhaps even transferring from the window to your skin through cohesion. Water is remarkably sensitive to temperature and contact. This responsiveness doesn't indicate fragility, but rather an inherent intelligence, the capacity to adapt instantly to changing conditions. Your own system possesses this same intelligent sensitivity, continuously adjusting to support your well-being without conscious effort. The raindrop on your window contains within it the potential for nourishment. When it eventually reaches soil, it may help sustain plants, replenish groundwater, contribute to the complex ecosystem that supports all life. This same potential for nourishment exists within the rest you're cultivating now. This period of quiet renewal holds within it resources that will support tomorrow's wakefulness, creativity, and presence. When rain falls steadily, the pattern of drops on a window can create a gentle abstraction of the world beyond, transforming clear views into impressionistic blurs of color and light. Details soften, hard edges dissolve. There can be relief in this natural softening of perception, this permission to release precision and control. As you continue to rest here, allow your own perception to soften in similar ways. Nothing needs to be sharply focused or clearly defined in this space of gentle transition towards sleep. A raindrop on a window can appear completely still, yet contains within it remarkable motion at the molecular level. Water molecules continuously form and break hydrogen bonds, creating a dynamic structure that appears stable to our eyes. This paradox of stillness and motion exists within your own resting state as well. While your body grows increasingly quiet, vital processes of renewal accelerate, cell repair increases, information processing consolidates learning, emotional regulation recalibrates. Rest isn't the absence of activity, but rather a different kind of activity, one that unfolds beneath the threshold of conscious awareness. The curved surface of our raindrop creates a natural lens effect, sometimes inverting or distorting what appears through it. What lies straight appears curved. What is right side up may appear upside down. There's no falsehood in these altered perspectives, simply different ways of receiving the same reality. As you drift toward sleep, you might notice how ordinary thoughts or images transform through the lens of deepening relaxation, revealing unexpected dimensions or connections. These altered perspectives aren't departures from truth, but rather expanded ways of knowing. Consider how a window with a single raindrop becomes a meeting place between elements, between water and air, between inside and outside, between the contained environment of your room and the vast atmospheric systems that delivered this specific drop to this specific place. You exist at similar intersections between conscious and unconscious, between individual and collective, between the tangible present and the invisible currents of potential. These thresholds need not be navigated with effort. Simply resting at these meeting places allows natural integration to occur. The raindrop's journey from cloud to window wasn't a straight line, but rather a complex dance influenced by countless factors: air currents, temperature gradients, the specific weight and size of that particular droplet. No human intelligence designed or controlled this path. It emerged from the interaction of natural forces. Your own path toward deep rest follows similar organic patterns, not through direct control or forced linear progression, but through allowing natural systems to find their balance. Water held in the form of a raindrop demonstrates remarkable tensile strength. The cohesive bonds between molecules create a resilient surface that can withstand significant distortion before breaking. This natural resilience exists not through rigidity, but through the perfect balance of connection and flexibility. Your own capacity for resilience grows in similar ways during states of deep rest, not through effort or control, but through the restoration of natural flexibility and responsiveness. From a distance, raindrops on a window might appear uniform and simple. It's only when we bring our attention very close that we discover their remarkable individuality. Each one shaped by unique factors, each one containing its own particular collection of dissolved minerals or suspended particles, each one refracting light in slightly different ways. This depth of uniqueness exists in every aspect of the natural world, including the particular quality of rest that is right for you in this moment. Your system knows the exact form of restoration needed now. When sunlight passes through a raindrop at just the right angle, it separates into the spectrum of visible light. The familiar rainbow of red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. This separation isn't created by the raindrop, but rather revealed by it. These colors already exist within what we perceive as white light. Similarly, the quieting of your conscious mind doesn't diminish the richness of your awareness, but rather reveals subtle dimensions that busy thinking might obscure. A raindrop exists in relationship with time in ways both fleeting and eternal. As a particular droplet on your window, it may last only minutes before continuing its journey, yet the water molecules themselves have existed since the formation of our planet, continuously cycling through different forms. When we rest deeply into the present moment, we touch both these dimensions of time, the exquisite particularity of now, and the vast continuity that holds all moments. Notice how naturally your attention has followed this contemplation of a single raindrop. There's been no effort to concentrate, no straining to maintain focus. Rather, awareness has simply flowed along the contours of these gentle observations, much as water follows the path of least resistance. This effortless attention is characteristic of states approaching sleep. The mind naturally releases its grip on directed focus and moves toward more associative, fluid awareness. The raindrop on your window touches the glass so lightly present without imposing, connected without clinging. It will remain exactly as long as conditions support its presence, neither hurrying its departure nor resisting when the time comes to continue its journey. This natural timing, this trust in the rightness of each transition, exists within your own system as well. Sleep will arrive precisely when conditions within your body and mind align to support it, without need for effort or control. As the day's light gradually fades, our raindrop becomes less visible to the eye, yet continues to exist just as completely as before. When your awareness shifts from waking consciousness toward sleep, nothing of your essential nature is diminished. Only the mode of experiencing changes. The continuity of your being remains unbroken through all states of consciousness, like water flowing from form to form, while remaining fundamentally itself. The meeting point between raindrop and window creates a unique boundary, transparent yet real, allowing connection while maintaining distinction. As you continue to settle toward sleep, you might notice how boundaries within your awareness begin to soften. The line between thought and sensation may blur. The distinction between your body and the surfaces supporting it might become less defined. This natural softening of boundaries precedes the transition into sleep's deeper waters. If you were to examine our raindrop through a microscope, you'd discover it contains multitudes, perhaps tiny organisms living their entire life cycles within its temporary world, certainly countless molecules in constant motion, potentially microscopic particles gathered during its atmospheric journey. What appears simple to ordinary perception reveals remarkable complexity and richness when explored more deeply. Your current state of restfulness holds similar depths. What might seem from outside like mere absence of activity contains intricate processes of renewal that unfold beyond ordinary awareness. The raindrop requires no external power source to maintain its form or fulfill its purpose. Its energy comes from the inherent properties of water and the natural forces acting upon it: gravity, surface tension, temperature differentials. Similarly, your movement toward sleep doesn't require effortful pushing or pulling, only alignment with the natural rhythms and processes already present within you. There's a particular beauty in how a raindrop on a window participates in the cycle of water, that great circular journey from earth to sky and back again that has continued unbroken since the beginning of our planet's story. When rain falls, it's not an ending, but rather a return water coming home to earth before beginning its ascent once more. Each night's descent into sleep participates in a similar rhythm of renewal consciousness, withdrawing to replenish itself before emerging again with morning's light. As the raindrop rests against your window, it creates the gentlest of pressures, present without demanding, connected without imposing. This light touch allows both raindrop and window to remain exactly as they are while creating something new in their meeting. As sleep approaches, you might notice how awareness touches your experience with similar delicacy, present with sensations, thoughts, or feelings without needing to grasp or change them. The raindrop on your window exists in perfect response to current conditions. Its precise shape, size, and behavior emerging from the interaction of countless factors, including temperature, air pressure, the composition of the glass surface, surrounding humidity. No conscious planning created this particular expression of water meeting window. It emerged naturally from present circumstances. Your own movement toward sleep follows similar patterns of natural emergence, requiring no elaborate strategy or control, only alignment with processes already underway within you. From within the raindrop, the surrounding world would appear magnified and transformed. Ordinary light separated into spectrums of color, straight lines curved, proportions altered. Yet this transformed perspective doesn't replace or negate ordinary seeing. It simply offers additional dimensions of the same reality. As you drift closer to sleep, you may notice how familiar thoughts or sensations appear differently through the lens of deepening relaxation, not wrong or distorted, but revealing aspects normally hidden from waking awareness. Consider how the raindrop's curved surface creates a natural boundary, distinct yet permeable, clearly defined yet continuous with its environment. This boundary isn't maintained through effort or tension, but through the inherent properties of water itself. Your own boundaries naturally calibrate in similar ways during rest, protecting your essential nature while allowing nourishing exchange with your surroundings. Our raindrop exists simultaneously in multiple relationships, with the window supporting it, with neighboring droplets, with the atmosphere around it, with gravity drawing it earthward, with light passing through it. No single relationship defines the droplet completely. Rather, it exists as the integration point for all these connections. Your own being exists similarly at the center of countless relationships, with your physical environment, with those you've encountered throughout your day, with memories and anticipations, with sensations arising in your body. Rest allows these connections to find their natural balance without effort. The raindrop on your window participates in the water cycle that makes all life on Earth possible. This single droplet may soon join others in nourishing soil, replenishing groundwater, flowing into streams toward larger bodies of water. Eventually, it will evaporate, becoming part of the atmospheric moisture that will someday form new clouds and new rain. Nothing in this cycle is wasted or lost. Each transformation serves the continuation of the whole. Your rest participates in similar cycles of renewal energy, not expended, but rather transformed, consciousness not diminished, but refreshed. As night deepens, our raindrop becomes increasingly invisible to ordinary sight, yet continues to exist just as completely as before. What changes is not the droplet, but our capacity to perceive it. Similarly, as you drift toward sleep, the contents of consciousness don't vanish, but rather shift into different modes of processing, from explicit to implicit awareness, from directed to associative thinking, from external to internal orientation. Nothing of value is lost in this transition. Only the mode of experiencing changes. In the raindrop's perfect curve exists a kind of natural wisdom. Water finding the most stable form available under present conditions, neither resisting the window's flat surface nor surrendering its essential cohesion. This balance point between adaptation and integrity requires no conscious calculation, emerging instead from the inherent properties of water itself. Your own system contains similar wisdom, naturally finding the most supportive position and state for renewal without need for conscious control or effort. The raindrop touches the window so lightly that when it eventually continues its journey, no trace remains of its presence. Yet, for the time it rested there, it transformed how light moved through that particular point on the glass, how sounds vibrated through that small portion of the window, how air circulated around that specific area. Its gentle presence temporarily altered the physics of its immediate environment before returning all to its previous state. Rest touches your system with similar gentleness, profoundly restorative during its presence, yet allowing complete return to engagement when the cycle completes. As you continue to drift toward sleep, allow your awareness to grow increasingly receptive, less doing, more receiving, less directing, more allowing. Like the raindrop's surface opening to whatever light passes through it, your consciousness can rest in natural receptivity to whatever arises, requiring no response or management. This receptive quality prepares the way for sleep's deeper renewal. The single raindrop on your window participates in the vast atmospheric cycles that circulate moisture around our planet, from oceans to clouds, from rain to rivers, and back to seas. Though seemingly separate and small, it remains connected to these greater movements. Your individual rest tonight participates in similar universal rhythms, the daily cycles of light and darkness that have shaped life on Earth since its beginnings, the biological patterns of activity and restoration shared by countless living beings. Your sleep is both deeply personal and part of something much larger than yourself. Notice how your attention has followed these gentle contemplations without effort or strain. This natural flow indicates you're moving toward the right conditions for sleep, the mind gradually releasing its hold on directed thinking, awareness becoming more diffuse and receptive. No effort is required to create these conditions. They emerge naturally as you continue to rest. The raindrop on your window exists in a state of perfect completion, lacking nothing, requiring nothing beyond what is already present. This natural sufficiency exists within your resting state as well. Everything needed for deep renewal is already here. Your breath moving without effort, your body gradually releasing tension, your mind easing toward sleep's threshold. Nothing more is needed than your continued gentle presence. As the world grows quieter around you, imagine our raindrop on the window slowly merging with the greater flows of water returning to earth. This is not an ending, but a continuation, form changing while essence remains. Your consciousness follows similar patterns as sleep approaches, not disappearing, but transforming, not ending, but flowing into different states of being. As you release the need to maintain your waking self, allow yourself to be carried effortlessly into sleep's renewing embrace, complete and held in perfect balance, like a single raindrop returning to the vast ocean of rest that awaits.